There we go, 9 o'clock straight up, March 23rd, 2023. Will this day go down in infamy as the day that Linus Tech Tips got hacked? Yikes. And it is a Thursday, once again. Welcome to Thursday. Did not really have any topic to talk about today. And so Linus Tech Tips hands it to us. Shall we talk about that? I'm only slightly informed about it at this point. Let's go say hello to people. Oh, I haven't checked yet to get an audio confirmation, and my keyboard's way over there because it was getting charged. Okay, unmute and see. Let's go say hello. Yep, that's a worky. Zoom in here. Nick Poverman. People are shocked when they find out I'm not a very good electrician. That has some nuances to it. That's how they find out. They get shocked and then they realize, oh, you're not a very good technician, electrician, not technician. Greg, well, Linus Tech Tips is no doubt a humming today, trying to get their contact back up and running. And actually, it's Greg's comment at 8:42, 20 minutes ago, that reminded me, oh yeah, I should go check up on that a little bit and see what's going on. Hello, Chris Garrett, John Williams. What's the issue with LTT? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Morning all, it's 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Carl J, hello to you. Chris says, I have an old Windows 98 computer with Office 97. I'd rather type things in MS Word with Office 97. Understood. Did not hear about this issue. Chris says it's working. Not sure what you mean. What's working? The Office 97, I guess. Well, that was right when I started. Speedy C and Brock 9, if I missed any names there, forgive me. So if you go to anywhere, let's see, Google search, Linus Tech Tips hack. Linus Tech Tips YouTube hack is the latest in the lineup. This was 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 1 hour ago. If you go into YouTube and search for Linus Tech Tips, all you get is other channels talking about the hack. Apparently, all of Linus Tech channels have been at least temporarily taken down. Now, I've watched a few of these videos, and there is some substantial misinformation. I'm going to call it misinformation because some of them say YouTube has terminated all of Linus Tech Tips channels. Well, that's highly unlikely. Taking them down temporarily is more likely, but terminated them, that's strong language. And so what was happening is the Linus Tech Tip channels all got hacked, apparently. Maybe all of them, that's too early to say. And one of those YouTubers saying that it probably happened from a targeted spear phishing campaign, but he kind of made it sound like he knows that's the case. And it's too early to know that. Good grief. Vultures again. People doing their videos talking about what happened when they don't actually know yet, but what people were experiencing is when they go to one of Linus's videos, the symptoms, the way they first appeared, is it would take them to a Elon Musk, what appeared to be a Elon Musk live interview show, and somebody else saying that Elon Musk's participation in that about cryptocurrency. If you send us this money, we'll send you back more. It appeared that Elon Musk was part of that, but then somebody said that it looks like that's a deep fake and that he wasn't really part of that, which is highly likely he wasn't part of that. And some other channel names that you would get switched to. I'm not going to try to go into a whole lot of detail about it because we don't know a whole lot of detail about it. There are videos out there claiming they know detail or say, I heard one of them saying, I'm going to explain to you in this video what happened. And then it's pure speculation. Chris says the sound is working on your video. Oh, oh no, stop that. LMG, that's LMG, I think is their parent corporation name, I think, has LTT plus two other channels like Short Circuit is still up. Yeah, I don't know whether all of them are down or not. I watched two or three videos just before starting this live stream. So I'm not highly informed on it, but it looks like we're in for a little bit of a wild ride to see what happened. Bobby Warren says, hey, Doug, I got my new modem. I have Prime on it working so far, no reboots. I got to tell you, Bobby Warren, since he first came apparent on my radar, he seems to have things happen so quickly. In my Fortnite stream that started 2 hours ago, he said he ordered his new modem, router. No, okay, I'm saying this wrong. He ordered his new router from Amazon last night. He's saying he got his new modem. I'm going to say that's from the ISP. And he said the ISP was going to come out. They're going to charge him money. That was 2 hours ago he was telling me that. So now already he's got a new modem. Maybe he went to the ISP and picked it up. I don't know. Did you move? No, he didn't. No, that wasn't because he moved. That was because he was having ISP problems. Yes, I have a vacation home in West Palm Beach and still live in Tampa. Yeah, that's right. He has two homes. Linus Media Group is what that stands for. Does anybody else know more about it? I mean, I haven't watched more of those reports. Am I going to? It's not really pertinent to my work today. You know, it's kind of sensational. Linus is abusing his employees? Mistreating employees? Well, of course, disgruntled employees can always complain. But look, all of this stuff is not Linus. Well, now this one's, no, that says Cyber News, Linus Tech Tips. You see Elon Musk in those video frames once in a while. One of the videos that I watched was kind of leaving you to think that it was actually Elon Musk behind this. It was just not worded very well. And that's one of the complications of doing unscripted live shows, which is what I'm doing. Yeah. All right. Coming back to chat. It's an easy activation with the modem from Amazon with the Cox activation. Is it really a modem or isn't it a router? Did you actually get a modem from Amazon or was it just a router? You can get modems, but I thought it was more commonplace that if you're going to use your own router, then you would use a modem from the ISP. He says modem and router together that he ordered. So maybe he's connecting it directly to coax cable, and there is no equipment from the ISP involved at all anymore. Greg says Amazon takes 2 days to deliver anything. My deliveries sometimes come same day, sometimes they are weeks out. So they can be same day, next day, few days, depends on what I'm ordering. What's your take on Windows 10 LTSC 2029? I have no idea. What is that? I don't study up on different operating systems, but Windows 10, long-term service contract. That's what that is. To do a long-term service contract. My understanding of that is that's for big companies that want to keep Windows 10 around for a long time, that it's kind of expensive to get long-term servicing contract to go that long. So you'd be in a corporation where you really, really, really don't want to use Windows 11 and you're going to pay premium in order to remain supported for Windows 10. So I don't have any clients that would be doing that. Windows 10 is going out of date in 2024. I thought it was 2025, isn't it? Isn't it October 2025? I'm not too worried about keeping it. Yeah, October 2025. There you go. So, don't believe everything you see on YouTube. Not to be mean, Bobby, but I think you are wrong there. What else we got to talk about? I don't have a lot to talk about. If you got any other subjects to bring up, bring it on. Last 28 days, $37.44 on my YouTube revenue. If I go to comments, there's a couple things in here. Nick Poverman says he missed yesterday's show. He had to go on a Zoom meeting. and then Avichai Grafstein. One of those might be fairly close. I bet none of those three pronunciation forms were right. And this was on regarding the live stream we did on Saturday with Tim Sal's 2 hours on his Facebook issue. He says great video. And thank you for sharing the Facebook process. Thank you, Doug, even though we did not solve the issue. Thank you for those comments. I don't have any questions coming in by email. I don't think I have anything tagged for today's show. No, that was yesterday's Dell computer. And I do have a Premiere for Ken Stout all set up, ready to run. And here's Bobby Warren giving us something, a link. Let's see, Kenny Whitten says 10/14/2025 for the Windows 10 expiration. Not really expiration, right? All it means is it's not officially supported by Microsoft after that. Microsoft can and probably will issue some more updates after that date. They've done that in the past. They did that with Windows 7, but they are not obligated to. That's what they mean by it's no longer supported. We don't promise to keep this current, to keep it patched and up to date, but they can. But you should not be relying on it. And I will highly push my clients to get all updated to Windows 11 by then. And we won't be buying the long-term servicing contract. My understanding is that's just too expensive and to justify it's cheaper to just switch over to Windows 11. I have not come across any compatibility issues with my clients yet, but we don't have a lot of them there. So this is apparently the router, the modem router. Yeah, cable modem Wi-Fi router. So it is cable. And it shows that it works for Cox Spectrum Xfinity. So theoretically, I could buy one. I feel absolutely no desire or interest in doing that. I don't mind staying with the Comcast router modem. And then it also plays some kind of role, does it? No, I don't think it does play a role in my cable TV because I think there's a splitter that sends a cable off to the device for my television set. But I don't know if I can keep the device for my television set and get rid of the cable modem router payment that I make on that. I don't have any reason to spend time doing that. Matthew Camp, hello. Chris says, I think they also released an update with Windows XP after support. Yeah, I think they've done that on every edition. And they've always been pretty regular with like Windows Defender or whatever the antivirus product was for the different operating systems. They've always been pretty regular with doing updates for that, but maybe not maintenance and patches quite so much, although they did give those as well. Bobby asked, do you have cable TV at your house? Yes, I do, but I rarely watch it. In fact, have I even set it up yet? I think, oh, no. You know what? I told you about this on a stream. I showed you the cable box. It was still in the plastic wrap that I'd had it for 2 years. I took that back to Xfinity. I turned that back in. But my television does have internet access. So I get Netflix and YouTube and Hulu and Amazon Prime. I have everything on it. But I rarely watch anything from there. I get this, great big, huge, fairly modern TV. It's not. Is it a smart TV? Well, yeah, it gets internet, so I guess that would be called a smart TV. Greg M., I cut the cable TV 3 years ago. Do not miss it. Yeah, I listened to a lot of audiobooks rather than watching anything. I watch things on the computer more. Sometimes I'll turn on the TV, but it's typically to watch YouTube or Netflix. I don't care about network TV at all. Nick says, we got rid of the Xfinity cable box. We are using the streaming app with our Roku and are saving $20 a month. Long-term servicing contract is used by the organization from which I have retired. This is to avoid the disruption and labor caused by having to verify the compatibility of all their software. Well, that's a good point, Selden Ball. For the end user or the small office, the cost of upgrading those computers to Windows 11 and just staying on board is not all that bad. But for a large company where they have lots of vertical market software, a lot of homegrown software, a lot of custom design software, I can easily see we're paying what we, normal people, we're not normal people, we're technicians, but we're compared to the big corporate environment where there's tens of thousands of stations and many different custom programs, I can easily see where it can be worth it to just pay that fee. Bobby, I saw a video about the Big Beast build. Yeah, there's many videos on Kerry Holzman's channel. Go the right direction to show the Big Beast build back there. That Kerry Holzman built. It's got 2 computers inside that box. So 2 motherboards, 2 CPUs, 2 power supplies. Each of the motherboards have 1 or more NVMe's and some other drives connected, some SSDs, and there's even some spinning drives connected for backups. And one of those high-end, I don't remember what it, Western Digital high-end, I think, whatever label they called it when it's designed for being in whatever. Some of you know what I mean. The others of you don't care. So the Big Beast build opens up like that. There's RGB fans out on the front. There's RGB fans on the top, but you can only see them when you get down and look upwards. There's RGB memory. It's 256 gigabytes of memory. The primary NVMe on Big Beast is 8 terabytes. A little bit of overkill, you think? Bobby Warren says, I have Contour TV at my house. My cable TV still works with my own modem. I don't know what Contour TV is. Is that a service, or does that mean your TV is one of those curved screens? Chris Garrett, when I had Spectrum, I connected the coax straight to the TV just to test. There was a few channels where a cable box was not needed. Interesting. Wintermute, Western Digital is probably showing that higher end spinning drive I have. Western Digital brands, find your color. Yeah, I think it's the red. Yeah, reliable hard disk drives, SSDs to boost performance of NAS systems. I don't know if I really needed to buy that, but I did. So get over it. Do you leave Big Beast on 24/7? Yes, I do. Well, are you asking the question for Big Beast or Baby Beast or both? The small motherboard in that box is nicknamed Baby Beast. It's a service through Cox for that Contour TV. Chris Garrett says, back in the day, you could just use a splitter and not need a box. You could also connect to FM radio. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that. I'm old enough to remember rabbit ears and black and white TV. Are you kidding me? Spectrum here shut down all the clear, non-encrypted channels. See, encrypted means it's currently encrypted. Encrypted means it was encrypted in the past. Don't believe that. That's Doug pulling your legs. It's a typo. Get over it. Spectrum here shut down all the clear, non-encrypted channels quite a few years ago. Sadly. All right. Contour. Equals Cox, or a Contour is a Cox service? I don't think it equals Cox. That would imply that contour is another name for Cox. I don't think that's what you're telling us. I have 2 of the Western Digital Reds in my NAS, 6 terabytes each in RAID 1. RAID 1 is a mirror ring where both drives have the same content. One of the drives goes bad, the other one takes over and continues running. I have one of the servers in my client's offices where it has a more complicated setup for the server. We have the boot drive in mirror configuration, and when I go swap out the external backup drives, I also swap out one of the mirror drives and put in another drive, and then those synchronize to each other so that I always have a backup of the boot drive by swapping or rotating out the mirrored drives every couple weeks. And I use those in slot 0 and slot 1 on this particular server. So each time I go to swap a drive, which is 2 weeks, I swap a different one. So that kind of keeps those drives fresh. I've never been told that's a good idea. That's just something that I picked up doing. At my work, we use RAID 10. RAID 10 is a combination of RAID 5 and RAID 1, as I understand it. I've never used it, but that's my recollection of what it is. I'm not sure I even know how to describe it. Does that mean you have like 10 drives, 5 of them are striped as RAID 5, and the other 5 striped as RAID 5 are a mirror of the first? I'm not sure at all that I'm describing that right. So don't trust what you hear on YouTube, especially from non-scripted live streams. So easy to miss. Sometimes I go back and watch my videos. I'll watch a video for some reason. I want to check on maybe audio levels or something. And I'll catch myself just totally using the wrong word at some point and thinking, well, most people recognize that as the wrong word and they didn't even tell me about it. And then I thought, well, if somebody questions me about it, I'll say, well, I did that on purpose just to see if you were listening, see if you were paying attention. It was intentional. Chris Garrett, I know what rabbit ears are. In fact, I have a few sets. I'm trying to modify one by adding a coax in steel of flat twin lead, and everybody knows that that's a typo. It meant instead. Nick Poverman, 6 drives in RAID 10. RAID 1 plus 0. So, okay, 1 plus 0. Is a RAID configuration that combines disk mirroring and disk striping to protect data. It requires a minimum of 4 disks and stripes across mirrored pairs. So minimum of 4 disks. So mirrored pairs, 4 disks, 2 pairs, mirrored. But how do you do striping across mirrored pairs? I'm not understanding that. That doesn't make sense because striping takes 3 drives, does it not? Where if any one drive drops out, the other 2 drives have enough information to reconstruct what's missing. And there I go again, trying to talk off the top of my head about a subject that I used to know more than I know now, or used to be fresher on it. Doug, Big Beast is a great PC and works well. Again, don't worry about me calling out the typos. It's just all in good fun. I do it too. And works well. Doug, you can never have enough space, I think. Zavi Minor says RAID 1 plus RAID 0, mirror plus stripe. Oh, I remember. I think Carrie Holzman pointed out this once. Is way of remembering RAID 10. There's a 1 and there's a 0, right? So it's a combination of RAID 1 and RAID 0. RAID 0 is a technique to be able to have a volume span multiple physical drives, right? And there's no redundancy in that. So, okay, so if you have the 2 pairs, the two drives is 1 volume across the 2 drives. They're not mirrored to each other. They're not striped to each other. They're just all across one volume across two drives, and then mirror that. Is that what it is? Bobby Warren, after Ken's show, I will go to Cox. We got a few more minutes. Ryan, hi everyone. I'm off today. I was sick, so I went to the doctor. So sorry. I hope you get better soon. Bobby, I pay $154 for my Cox service. Striping is scary, Raid. Scary Raid for striping, huh? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I'll call it that. Of course, anytime you don't have backups, that's the scary part. RAID gives you redundancy. If one drive goes out and goes bad, you can pull that out, put another drive in, and it auto recovers. But that is not a substitute for backups. Ever. Does not protect against all the kinds of damages you could have. Nick Poverman's got a tiny URL. YouTube redirect. It's trying to get there. Let me try straight up click instead of a right click and open a new tab. Not getting there, not getting there, not getting there. What is that supposed to take me to? MTXCK793. My rental modem, what I have to return. Striping any failure means the entire volume is out of commission. Striping any failure means the... okay, when you're in RAID 0, it's spreading one volume across two drives, but that's not striping, is it? That's just spreading one volume across two drives. Striping is putting part of the data on each of multiple different drives. Am I not saying that correctly? Ryan, I paid $220 for phone, internet, and cable. Chris, if you use RAID, you will will you keep bugs out of Windows? Yeah, if you use RAID, you will never get any kind of infection. Hackers, you're impervious against hackers, and you will never get a flat tire on your car. So once again, don't believe everything you hear on YouTube, particularly an unscripted live stream, because I might have said that totally by accident. Nick, is this what you're trying to get me to? Let's see, those other links. Looks like they got to where you're trying to get to, but it did not appear. So RAID 10. It's RAID 1 plus RAID 0. I'm not going to have time to read through that on stream. Now I'll go read again, because every time I refresh myself on any technology, it kind of helps it stick more long term. The operative word there was kind of. My tiny URL works, so above is the full one. I've been having issues with tiny URL not redirecting. We got less than 2 minutes to go. And apparently Ken Stout did a premiere today because he's not with us live. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of time here and look at this since I have time to do that. RAID 10. RAID configuration combines disk mirroring and disk striping. To protect data, requires a minimum 4 disks, stripes across mirrored pairs. So it is calling it striping across mirrored pairs. So it's calling, the two pairs are mirrored, but each pair is striping. As long as one disk in each mirrored pair is functional, data can be retrieved. If two disks in the same mirrored pair fail, all data will be lost because there is no parity in the striped set. If two disks in the same mirrored, if two disks in mirrored pair A fail, the other pair is mirrored pair. Okay, mirrored pair, the two mirrored pairs are mirrored to each other. Within the pair, they're striped. So two of them fail here, well, the other pair should be a mirror. So you should be okay. I don't know. I'm going to send you off to Ken Stout's show. If you have your auto redirect switch at the bottom of the video frame turned on, then that will automatically take you there. Otherwise, you'll get a prompt on your screen to click to go there. That's my email address if you want to send a question for me to respond to, and ending stream.